Hey, it's Sharon Sheldon here from Content Sparks, and in this video I'm going to give you a sneak peek inside the actual materials you'll get when you get a license to our done-for-you, ready-to-teach course called The Ideal Customer Experience. So let's start out by looking at the folders that you'll get when you buy a license. These will all be zipped, so you just have to extract the files, and there will be 4 folders in there, one for student materials, one for instructor materials, one for lead generation materials, and one with a couple bonus files as well. So starting out, the student materials are for your students. So these are things that you would use as handouts for a live course, or to make a self-study ebook, or to use the text for an online course that's text-based, say, entirely. And the core piece there is the course book. So I'm going to open that up to show you, and you can see that there's a place to put your logo. You can edit anything because it's in Word, but you could also open up in other programs, any sort of word processing program. And here's the table of contents, shows the different modules, and all you have to do is go in and edit however you want. The end of each module has a place for action steps. So here I'll just scroll through to show you. The first one has expectations, where you actually have your students set their expectations for the course, so they're set up and ready to jump in. And then there are some graphics we've created in here that you can also edit. And as I said at the very end, there are action steps as well. And your students, your customers, would complete these action steps either on their own, or if you're in your classroom, you can guide them through it then and debrief it. But we also give you an action guide to give them a place to help actually take notes on whatever it is they're doing. So let me open that up for you. And that is naturally in a folder called Action Guide. We've tried to name them so that you can figure out what's what. And here you can see, as I said, there are different places for them to fill in their thoughts, their actions, whatever it is that that particular exercise or learning activity tells them to do. So they'll have everything recorded as they go along and at the end of the course. And at the very end, you'll also guide them through doing an action plan. So there's a place for them to actually put in some deadlines and stuff. So going back up, we also give you a summary cheat sheet to give out to your customers. And this one's also really popular because it sums up everything in the course, and module by module, you'll see the learning objectives, the key points, and the action steps at the end of each. So you can pull these out individually. If you're going to, say, publish this as an online course, you can make them into little PDF downloads as handy cheat sheets at the end of each module, or as a reference, that's why people really love it, because they like to not have to wade back through a course book, but just see the key points to recap. Now, the other things you get in the student materials are copies of the actual graphics from the course book, and we use these in the slides as well, so you can see them here and you can edit them because they are in a PowerPoint file. And we've also included the screenshots that are in the course book as well, because there are a few screenshots. So this is a great place to substitute your own examples. Maybe companies who you really respect their customer experience. Get a screenshot from their homepage and discuss what you like about that experience. And then we also found some examples of customer experience maps. So you can just do a search online for your own. We've put in a few examples in there from just searching online. There are tools that you can use to create these maps, and they often have examples in there. So take a look at those, change them out if you want to anything that you prefer. And finally, we have just some other extras in here. There's an infographic that has a whole overview of the different types, the different stages of customer experience: discovery, relationship, purchase experience, and follow-up experience. So this is a little bit more detailed than our usual infographic because it does have a summary. So we've also given it to you in a text format so that you can use it in other ways. You don't have to use it in a graphic. And it's in a PDF also. There's a bunch of tools listed so that you can give people reference to tools for creating a customer experience map. And then finally, there's a handout of the slides. So if you are presenting this live, give people this printout. It's in a Word document where they can take notes next to each slide. So going back up again, let's take a look at the instructor materials next. And the main part here is the slideshow. I'll open that up for you. And you'll see again, everything's ready for you to edit and add your own design to, or use one of the built-in ones. There's some notes underneath each slide. Most of these are taken from the course book. So they're things to guide your own speaker note, your own speaking or script that you use this for, whether it's for video or live. Use your own language, make it natural. Don't read it exactly like a script. And then you can also see that there's a place, if you're doing it live, to ask questions, to debrief any learning activities if you're doing them live. And then again, as I said, you've got the graphics that we created, and you can edit them directly in these slides. And then there's those screenshots in here as well that you can swap out with your own examples. So that's it on the slides. We also have given you those slides in the speaker notes with the speaker notes underneath them. So I'll open this up as well. And you can see that it's in a Word document, so you can easily go in and edit and create your script that way and your speaking notes. A lot of people prefer that as well, and they're just exported from PowerPoint. And there's an implementation guide. I'm not going to open that up right now, but that has some additional instructions for you, things like timing, estimates, and overview, and other courses that might be a good match with this one if you want to expand it a bit. There's an evaluation form that you could put into, say, SurveyMonkey, or just hand out to people for them to give you some feedback on the course, so you can always be improving it. There's a bunch of research links, so if you want to brush up on your knowledge rather than just Googling, you can start with some of these links. And then finally in here in the different folders, you'll see some follow-up emails so that you can start following up with your students and customers after they've taken the course right from the beginning, so that you're keeping connection, giving them some extra tips, starting to keep them accountable, and building and continuing to nurture that relationship with them. There's also a list of the contents of all the materials that you get with an overview of the learning objectives, and some other files here that you'll want to look at with additional instructions and ideas for ways to deliver training. And now the lead generation materials are to help you actually attract students to your course. So there are a few things here. There's an opt-in report. So that's a good lead magnet you can use. It's 21 essential touch points for creating an ideal customer experience. That's also in a Word document. And we've given it to you in a cheat sheet format as well. I'm not going to open these all up, but there are 21 different ideas, and this is a great little handout where you could make it look pretty in a PDF, and you just make that the lead magnet. We've also given it to you in a slideshow format with the speaking notes underneath, so you can create, say, one longer webinar or make it into little videos. Those are great for posting on YouTube and driving traffic to an opt-in. Then there are some emails to follow up. So once people opt in and download your freebie or watch your webinar or your videos, start sending them these emails to nurture that relationship and sell your course when you're ready to sell the course. This is just 5. You can add on more. It depends on your timing. There are a few blog posts as well that you can use for your blog, edit them however you want, make them unique to you, or even use these as the basis of emails. And an infographic as well in here. There's the text. We've again given it to you separately, the text for the infographic, as well as in a graphic. Again, this has a lot in it, so you could use it either way. And then the last thing in the lead generation material are some tweets. So what this is different tips about customer experiences, creating an ideal customer experience, and you can use them on Twitter or any other social media, or maybe even put them on images, which is really popular. And the last folder in here is the bonus. And what this is just some text that you can use for creating your opt-in page for that 21 places. So we don't give you an actual HTML template because you should be using something pretty and proven. We like lead pages, but there are so many out there. So rather than trying to code something yourself, use the text, plug it into some sort of tool, sales page tool, and edit it again to make it sound like you. And the same with the sales page text. Just use this as a guide. It's something extra we've given you for this particular course. We don't normally, but we're hoping that this will help you out with putting together that sales page. And that is everything. So you can see again, there's student materials, instructor materials, lead generation materials, and that bonus. Take a look at everything on the page, the screenshots, the overviews of the modules, and let me know if you have any questions.